So, Giselle, what do we got?
Alien hands.
Hey, we just opened the mold. Boy, these suckers hot still, and then you can hear them going dink, dink,
really
dink,
good.
and yeah, but they look really, really good. We just got to open up the other one now. This is just the first one, but it looks like they filled all the way rather nicely, so we just got to get the rest of this out, which we'll do with both hands. So, okay, so we got that one out too. There's the other side. All we have to do is trim away the flash, which is kind of thick, but that's okay. We got really good fill in this. I mean, this is really going to be,
really good.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. Oh, let's open the other one, huh? And there we are, literally hot off the presses. As you can see the steam rising there. What do you think, Giselle?
I love it.
I do too, because, you know, getting them on the first day, you can see how they're loose from the core, and that's exactly what we want. But we've got some good hands, it looks like. We're going to take this one out of the mold. So there we go. That's the first time Giselle's ever seen foam run, and we got some really good hands. These are just absolutely perfect, exactly what I need to finish off that creature upstairs for our show. Very cool. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you.
And here are the completed teeth that Giselle did. They're just fabulous. What do you think, Giselle?
For my first time, I love them.
You did a super duper job. Now you know how to make werewolf teeth, vampire teeth, or any other kind of creature teeth there is.
Thanks.
Let's see if I can wear them. So, there we are. All I need is the rest of it. Thank you, Giselle.
You're welcome.
That was really cool. Kind of scary, huh?
Okay, it's Monday. It's about 5:30 and dark at SNG, and we're coming upstairs because we're freezing to death.
It's like in the 40s down here, and which for us is cold here in Southern California. And in here I have Rosie the Wonder Dog, and over here is Mary, who is working on her wood carving. And what it is a wood carving that will be used. You put ink on it. And what's it called, Mary? Exactly?
With block print.
But it's a transfer. So what she's doing is working in negative space and making like almost like a rubber stamp, except out of wood. The artwork's done in the wood. Ink's put on it. It's transferred to thick paper. What kind of paper are you going to use?
With this one, I'm going to use watercolor paper.
Right, and then you're going to color it afterwards. And it's a really neat technique, and she's been really working hard on this and accumulated some pretty interesting tools. And over here, Giselle is making a wonderful smell by burning rubber and making seams go away. You see those seams there on the hand? She's burning them out of existence, and so that we can then stipple rubber over the edges on them and strengthen them up before we take off this from the actual core. So, and over here, I'm working on the cell lighting, and I've been doing a lot of research and trying to get it right, and it's not. I've got these two yellow, these center lights, so we're going to, the cage is temporary. We have not put in the motor yet or any of that stuff, but I wanted to get these right, and these should be oranger, these lights here, not yellow. Oh, now it's recording. I thought it was recording, and it wasn't, but here we are. I put some aluminum foil inside behind the cages and around there to simulate the broken glass, and it really does make a difference. It spreads the light out a bit more. So, and I just did a little bit, so I'm going to spread it all the way out to the edges and glue it down, but that's really looking nice. And here's what it looks like in the dark. Pretty neat. I think we can live with that.
Okay, it's now Tuesday. Yeah, can't work tomorrow. Gotta go pick up some stuff tomorrow, which will take us out of the studio all day, but we will be here Thursday and Friday and I think part of Saturday. I can't remember. But what I'm working on today, on Tuesday,
before our interns get here, is I'm working on getting this working, and so far so good. If I turn this on, You see it's, oh, nothing like a short to cause that problem. We got this turning, and it's turning pretty smooth. There's a little bit of a wobble to it. I'm not sure why that is, but it's also very strong. Got a wheel collar down there. We're going to cut this a little bit shorter. I don't know why this is wobbling the way it is, but we're going to get that fixed. Our motor's back here. I got the lights off for right now. It's pretty quiet when it's suspended. It's not bad. So that's working out pretty good. These are 12 volt motors running on 9 volt, which works great. So now all I gotta do is determine the height of this, cut this, figure out some way, drill a hole in that, put a screw in that. I have done this before, but I don't feel like taking mine apart to find out what I did. So bear with me. So hi, Jan.
Hello.
You are back.
I am
And
back.
we are working on Paul's
Texture.
ears. You starting to do texture?
Yeah, trying.
Cool. This looks really, really good. Let's get it into light.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Into the light where we can see it. Yeah, very nice. They're really smooth. Very, very pretty. Okay. Yeah. And over here, Giselle is learning how to do cabo patching, which is where we use Prosaid and fiberglass sort of filler in the Prosaid, and we mix it in, and it thickens it up, and you can do fill in all kinds of problems with rubber once the seams have been built. Was I not recording? Oh, here's Jen's ears. It might have been that the battery went dead on me, but yeah, these are looking really, really good. Beautiful. So, good job, Jen.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a little more work, and we'll be able to make molds on these. And it's time to have a disco party, but this is what they look like in the dark. And over here, we'll turn the lights back on. This is how they look in the day for the lighting. So they look really nice. And it's turning. You got a little bit of a, but not too bad. And I've been letting these run for a really long time, and the motor is barely warm, and I mean barely warm. You can see the amps going up and down, but that's because of the lights that are blinking. But it really came out good. That little disc is a little off center. I have to. It was just a temporary one I made. I have to get another one and keep positioning it till it's centered correctly. But other than that, I think we're in really good shape. And for Christmas, look what SNG Studio got. Uncle Ted. Hey, Uncle Ted.
Hey, I just fell out of a freshly wrapped gift. Hey, everybody!
Just to show you, he does come by here from time to time.
It's true.
And
The rumors are true.
yeah.
It's great to be back. Hey, everybody.
And we'll get him working here again, because we will have a show going soon, and we will employ you. And Rosie was very happy.
Yes. And Zena, too.
Yeah, and
we
Zena,
miss
too.
Mary. We miss
Yeah,
you,
we
Mary.
miss Mary.
Hi, Mary.
So great to see you, and thanks for being here, and what a great Christmas present. Thank you, Uncle Ted.
Thank you, guys. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Well, it's Monday. No. Well, it's now Thursday. Yes, we had our little excursion yesterday, and we're back at the studio, and it was sure great to see Uncle Ted.
Rosie certainly liked it. Uncle Ted? Yeah.
She keeps hoping he'll show up again. And he will. And we're going to see more of Uncle Ted. Trust me.
What am I doing? I'm here all by myself today on lovely Thursday, and still working out my nacelles, and I've got this nice wheel collar on here you can see, and that attaches to this and smashes down on the flat spot. These are my randomly sort of placed lights, sort of based on what I see with the real thing, loosely, and this is mounted in like so. There is no black goodie there. I saw dark spot. I don't know. I should know better by now, but this is now goes on here quite easily. Does not rub, does not make slowing down noises or anything like that. We got a set screw in there which I could just reach with a long thing, and it goes down like that, and we're going to move move it up a bit to put the bolt on, but you can see how nice and smooth it is now, and it's not rubbing. Really nice. Of course, this part has to go over the top of it yet, and we haven't done that yet, but we will here in a second. So here we go. I've improved on this. I figured out exactly how to get this to turn really smooth without making any noise, and it's just working very smooth and very nice and exactly what we want. So isn't that cool? And so there's the final effect, which is pretty darn neat. So I'm going to move on, if nobody minds, to the next nacelle. So here's our first nacelle on, all working and nice. Now what we got to do is another one. But it looks great. I think it looks cool. Okay, after 2 days of messing with these darn nacelles, Bussard collectors, pretty quiet, huh? No rubbing. This is exact center. And the problem I found is that with the electric motors, the shafts aren't actually true. And then the brass that you use to extend it with is never true either. Not really true. Not when you have these kinds of clearances. So what I ended up doing was taking the inside of this and hogging it out more, reducing clearance between that and the other cage. Now, I could have had a smaller cage still inside, but it looks funny. I did that with mine. These screws cannot go all the way through or they touch. So they only screw in so far and stop, and this one has to be grinded down a bit more. But if you listen, that's really quiet. It's really quiet and really smooth, and this has been running for a long time now. So let's go over here and get this one going. And I'm going to show you what I did and what I ended up doing, because it turned out that the nipples on these, where they were actually made, there's that word, nipples, it was not true. It was on mine. Since then, they've been mass producing these are the same thing, but they were wrong. They were different. Yes, I've messed up my cages a bit, but I'll fix that. What I ended up doing was this. Tracing around that. See? Like that. Isn't that beautiful? Then what I did was I took a compass. And with the compass, I stuck it in there until it actually matched this all the way around. I knew the diameter, and it made a very precise little pinhole there, which I then took a smaller drill bit on the drill press. And this is pretty thick wood, and I was able to do this. I was able to put this in here like so. And I made a much larger hole, which I'm going to show you in a minute here. We're going to bore that out. And this will fit down over this, and then I just do this until it centers up to this and glue it in position. And then it has to be dead center. And it was. And I even tested it in a hole over here and spun it and I go, wow, it's perfect. And I put it on the motor and it does this a bit. Because the motors aren't precise. So there you go. But with a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of grinding off the inside of this, we've got just beautiful turning nacelles. I have been working on this feverishly, and I've got both of these working now. Isn't that wonderful? And yeah, it took a lot of work, and you know, because I told you in the first part of the snippet, but or maybe I didn't. But isn't that cool? She's all lit up, counter-rotating, the whole 9 yards. I am so pleased. And it's pretty quiet. It's not as loud as my model. Pretty neat. Okay, it's Monday and we're back at it. Well, Monday, the week before Christmas, it's 21st. The winter solstice and the Perseus meteor shower tonight, which will be long gone by the time you see this. However, we're going to get more of this done, and I've only got about 2 days to work this week with the holidays, and last week it was pretty much the same. So it looks like I am not going to finish this as I wanted by the end of the year. It simply isn't possible. But it's not going to take me long afterwards to finish it. So what I need to do is run all these cables here, well, these two cables here, through here, just like I did with this one. See, there's no wires hanging out of that one. We have to do that, and to do that I have to take this off, and then I have to remove this. It just pulls off. Isn't that handy? And that's all that stuff there, and then I'm going to unscrew this, pull this out, take this whole thing apart, clear out the tubing, run it through, take this off, and all that kind of stuff. And then the next thing I'm going to do after that today is I'm going to run a strip of styrene on this side here to connect to this side here and run these screws through it, which will pull all this together. And this is not closing very well at all. I got to find out why that is, but I think it's pretty much, believe it or not, the thickness of the wood inside here with the, you see these lights, they do not want to clear. So I'm going to have to change how that's been done and angle the lights at an angle so that I can close that up as well. So and get this all secure, because we're going to put the people in next week and close this up for good and start painting it the right colors. And of course this all has to be blended in with putty, and the seam's gone, so there's a lot to do. Well, we're really freezing back here. It's actually in the 40s. Now I know for you guys on the East Coast, that's a whole lot of nothing. But right now, it may seem like something to you since you're in the 70s, which is what we're supposed to be in. So there's clearly, our climate is interesting, to put it at best. But I've got this all rigged up, and just like I did that one over there. So all the wiring goes from back here through here down to here, and comes in and out of the slots in here. And what I'm doing right now is putting some wiring in here and some more lights. I'm going to light up some of this stuff. There aren't a lot of rooms. There's going to be a little kind of a room here. We're going to have a few people. This is the main room here, which I can't get into, but oh yes I can. I can open this up still, which is good, because I got to put a few more people in there. So you can see what my solution was for that, because this hits against this, and because it's a very thick piece of wood, this will never droop or sag as a result, but it has given me some clearance problems, but to no avail. I will correct that, and I'm going to put in some more of that in here, and some, we got this back here, so I'll actually be able to stand some people in the windows there as well, and get that all lit up. And of course now I have my strip in here, which has straightened this out pretty good. It's still a little lumpy bumpy, but not too bad the way it was before. The thickness of this really helped. Now this will slide under here, this will bolt through and connect this all together and make it very strong, so that the cells don't sag anymore, because they currently they do, because it has to be, this whole thing has to be connected, which it's not right now. Once it does, then these are going to be finalized. So you can see the slot in here that I made, and it goes through here, and we got that slot there, which is very precise actually, and the whole thing fits together rather well. And this does not attach itself to here, which is what we were having a problem with before. The slot fits exactly the end of this, so we're doing good. Here we have Giselle.
Hello.
Working in the nice warm loft, and she's working on her hands some more. We're getting ready to actually remove these from the core that's underneath there that you remember we made. And over here I did a test, put a piece of cable in here so we can get our hand to move. It's hard to do with one hand, so I will just sort of let's see, there we go. It moves a lot more than that. That's what I can move by just, well, here. There's the finger. Put my hand down there, and you can see how nicely that moves. So, and it will go back again once the rubber's on it. So, and that moves really nice. They can even sort of push it back. Anyway, you get the idea. We have to do that to all the fingers, and then slip the hand over, and it should move very, very well. And this I will be getting back to after the holidays. In fact, next week we'll be doing a lot of work on this. Finishing off the rudder. I want to get all the controls to hook up on it, get it all functional before I start worrying about the cosmetics. So I got all this new rooms in, new lighting and all that, and you get an idea what that looks like. It looks pretty cool. So you can just get the feeling that there's some rooms and some detail going in back there. We don't need a lot. After all, this is the side of the ship that was never seen. Nevertheless, it probably will be at the museum, so I wanted to have some stuff going on in here. We have a room in here with Doug Drexler, and we're going to put some more people in there as well. But I want to close it now and get this lip to fit under this and bolt through it, and you know, this will really have some strength to it. Okay, so both of the cells are turning really well. Both the wires are hidden now and inside internalized. I've got all the lighting and all the way around, which is really cool. And all the rooms and the lights that are supposed to be off are off. And this closes up pretty well now, as you can see, once I glue it shut. We got a bit of a gap there, which once it's glued I will fix, because a lot of this is chipped off over here, but other than that, we've got a good fit down below. This will pinch together really well, as this does. So we got a big little hump right there, which once this is glued down, the pins are going to put pins through this, push this down some more right into the wood, and then we're going to put glue over it, and then flat sand it and put it back to where it's be. There's no windows or anything there, so I can totally shape that back. But these are nice and snug. They're not wobbling at all or anything since the two halves are connected. We have a really nice height over the top of the saucer, which is really good. I have to level the saucer a bit, but it's really coming along. It really is. It's so cool. I love it.
Okay, it's Tuesday, the 22nd. We're getting really close to Christmas and really close to finishing this too. Although I won't be working. I might be working a little bit on it tomorrow. And then it's the holidays and the holiday weekend. Maybe back here Saturday, not sure. But what we're going to do now is remove the nacelles again. We've got the sensor light that goes here, and we need to light up this here, which is not lit up. So I need to finalize all this too. To do that, got to remove the screws, take this all apart again. There, we have a new configuration. These are towed nacelles. So that's the first thing that happens. We pull these out. The next thing to do is to unscrew those and drop the two half shells down to here, and then we can get inside and finalize some of the flickering lights and things I'm getting, which means that I have not soldered everything. There's some twisties still, and get this finalized and get this built here. Okay, we got everything broken down here, so let's get busy and start fixing stuff and fixing problems, which are, you can see there's some like flickering here. Of course now it's not doing it, but there are. See, I got to locate where those are and solder them down. You do that by going to the source. They don't do it at the source, they do it back here. Then there it goes, see? So we'll be able to find that pretty easily, I think. I hope. I think I found it already. There, I found it. See, I told you. Just like that, see? It's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. So I've got this. Okay, so working on this, I completely forgot about those. Those are supposed to be lit up, remember? I just did. And I thought, what am I going to do? This is solid, and this is already built, and I still have to cut the sensor hole here to do that lighting next, but these need to be done. And I got them to hog those out. Maybe I can backlight them. No, not that thick. And in getting them precise, well, then I got the bright idea. Cut some strip tape, like so, to match those and make this clear plastic strip that will bend all the way around, like so, see? And go over there and hog this out, this entire area, and then put one light behind it and tint these all the appropriate colors from the back. So I'm going to spray this with a lot of primer, hog this out, and we'll have this lit up in no time. So what I did, and it's really cool.
I was thinking, how am I going to drill through all this? I can't do it in a drill press because, god darn it, it's not flat. There's no way it's going to be flat. So I just took a hand drill. I drilled a bunch of holes in it at an angle. So it's kind of like a pie shape. So I got one opening in the back there. I can feed in one really bright LED, and it would fan out to all the rest of them. Now I just have to, I took a Dremel tool, and I went back and forth through the holes that I drilled, and made a nice opening. Now I just need to smooth it out, and yeah, then I can actually put a light in there, and we can put primer on this. You'll see in a second. This is fun. I love this stuff. Okie dokie, so we got this nice big opening now, and you can see this just clears it. We'll be able to light up everything. I'm not over far enough. There we go. That will be backlit and make those glow, and I didn't have to hog this out all the way and try to make each one of those little windows just perfect. This is going to work so much better. So let's paint this. Okay, so we got this lit up, and it lit up really well. Unfortunately, the package was marked warm LEDs, and those are blue, the cool colored ones, but I'm going to replace them with the warm ones, and from the back I'm going to tint the openings so that, one of the openings, I'm going to tint these areas here so that they are the right colors. This is all temporarily fit. This part's all finished off, and I forgot to light up this. I didn't pick the tape off of it. So I got one little light to put right in there, and that'll light up also. It's all set to go. Shuttle needs its, it needs to be finished, painted. I need to put on the nacelles on it and stuff, but this is looking really, really good. Hey everybody, wanted to wish you a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from SNG Studios. Giselle, Mary, Rosie, and Zena would all like to say Merry Christmas! And a Happy New Year.
Yes.
And many models and toys under the tree.
Lots of toys.
Lots of toys. And spaceships. And see you again next year.
Bye.
Bye.